Hello there, fellow explorers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to No Man's Sky, Episode 4, Seeking Answers Out in Space. It's also possible that another pilot will sell me the either chromatic metal or like copper that I need for this. So if you ever look at what you need, you can always there's a lot of like in-game guides that will tell you how to get a certain materials. So if I go to materials here and go to chromatic metal and click on it, you know, it can tell you like where to find it, you know, and how to get it, all that good stuff. So the in-game catalogs and guides are very, very helpful. It will also direct you to, like if you can't find it, it will direct you to like planets where it exists, etc., etc. It can be a very handy tool. All right. Is there anything I want to sell? Not on my exosuit. I'm going to sell the gold, silver, and platinum in my ship because I don't have enough of it for it to matter. And buying 5 microprocessors. The station is not selling copper or chromatic metal, but it's possible that a pilot landing here will. So I'm going to hang out here for a minute to see if any of the incoming ships will sell me some. I might have just skipped ahead a bit too fast because it's telling me to buy microprocessors from the ship station, but I kind of already did that. So I'm going to ignore that this quest prompt because I like jumped past it. Hey Belle, thank you for the resub. Alright, you. I don't know how to speak your language, all but like 4 words. Or 3 words, but do you have... No, you don't. And if you're wondering, you can also like buy their ship. Not that I have a lot of money, but if I take a look here, I can make an offer on his ship where I could trade. His ship is worth just shy of 5 mil, so it's not like I have the money for it. And you can exchange your own ship for it. Speaking of which, I do have 2 other ships that I could hypothetically scrap. The thing is, the game doesn't really let you scrap ships that are broken, so there's ways to like force swap ships, but that comes in a little bit later. So as you can see here, if I do salvage analysis of like Radlocker, it's saying salvage is unavailable because I don't have another ship. Basically, you can't be shipless. Okay, instead of waiting for another pilot to like land to offer me the ability to buy copper or chromatic metal, I'm just going to teleport back to my base and mine it myself, because waiting here for a possible deal to buy could be a waste of time, because I might not ever be offered the buying it. Ooh, a new life form. Let's scan it. Was this the planet I actually wanted to scan them? There was one of the planets that I thought it was Folly. Yeah, it was this one. Because they're all like super rare and underground and annoying to scan. Phosphorus, copper, there we go. Like going over there anyway, might as well scan the life form. Does it pays? 133k. Oh, that's cool. Underground life forms kicking up all sorts of dust. Salvaged data is very valuable, especially early game when you're trying to unlock blueprints. And also, if you don't need it, you can sell it. Once you don't need it, you probably don't need the money from selling it, to be fair. So, you know... Because I will say this game, especially after the latest Voyagers update, throws money at you like crazy. If you're poor in this game, you ain't trying to make money, because it really, truly throws money at you like mad. Actually, might be one of my only critiques for the newest update is it's like a bit too easy to become a bajillionaire. I don't know if you guys that are experienced in the chat agree with that. That would be my my analysis of Voyagers. The other thing I just realized is I don't have a lot of carbon, so even though I found a copper node, I'm going to need to cut down some trees. Was it Voyagers that added the salvage sentinel ships? No. That was, like 3 updates back. 2 updates back. But yeah, that certainly made it easy too. A lot of the newer updates added a lot of hyper valuable components that are very easy to obtain to the game. It's not that like making money was ever difficult, but it probably threw off the balance that was established from the previous 8 or 7 years of gameplay. And then like the new stuff came out and it was like, oh, yeah, all that effort to, like, make money before, all of the, like, production chain grind or whatever it was, yeah, none of it's, like, needed now. Alright, there's some underground life forms that keep, like, surfacing. I'd love to scan. If I can. They're a little tricky to bring up on... Oh, there you are. Got it. And a bird. Despite not making efforts to scan the biosphere here, I am doing a whole lot of it anyway. Alright, I think I probably have enough chromatic metal now. Or material for chromatic metal. So let's get it all processed. Another 50 over what I have is going to be enough. Good. While I'm sitting here, I'm just scanning whatever I can. It's free money. That's another thing that happens often in multiplayer. Is like if you go idle on like the Nexus station, you'll end up with being gifted bajillions of dollars by like other players. That's a very common occurrence here. So if you want to like experience the game in a way where you actually have to struggle for survival, play single player, because in multiplayer you're going to be gifted so many freebies, you're not going to know what it's going to be like to start at 0. Just, you know, my 2 cents on that. Okay, so now we have all the chromatic metal and the microprocessors for the hyperdrive, which means we can jump. So let's get back to our ship. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Ow. Let's get back to our ship and jump. We'll also need to refuel it. I just realized. Yep. So we've installed the hyperdrive. Check. Auto diagnostics report. Hyperdrive successfully installed. Hyperdrive fuel status empty. My hyperdrive is complete. Perhaps I will really find answers out there amidst the stars. But without warp cells, I will be going nowhere. I need to find a source of antimatter. Tune scanner to antimatter. Search for antimatter tracers with the ship scanner from... You know what? Actually, let's just... I'm going to be lazy. I'm going to do it from teleporting. So let's warp to the terminus and then scan from space. One of the advantages of having a base and a teleporter is you get to skip the whole, like, takeoff phase and be right in space. Alright, doing the scan. And we scanned antimatter trace this way. I think this is the supercritical planet, the nuclear one again. Just our luck. And when I'm in transit, I often find myself just like refueling my everything so that upon... Oh! I did pulse drive to the wrong location. It's a good chance to like refuel everything, which is nice. So you arrive fresh and ready to go. So there's an unknown building right next to my scanner tag, so we'll land there. Ooh, nice. I can make some real money here, too. Now that I look at what kind of facility this is. Oh, I just got a microprocessor from one of those boxes. Point Udermeki. Okay, we are where we're supposed to be. These little white boxes are like health boxes, so I'm not interacting with them on purpose, if you're wondering, because I'm not hurt, so there's nothing for me to do to them. But yeah, I'll just ship prove it. Health at maximum. Yep. Alright, let's get this going. So a haunted terminal. Remove the goop with middle mouse. You can collect the goop too, it's just not like really worth anything, so I just throw it out. It's a way to discard it immediately. Terminal online, selecting key, decrypting. Success! The terminal is clogged with an unnerving, pulsating slime. Nevertheless, it appears to function. As I touch the input panel, the alien substance reacts violently. I make note to avoid getting closer. The device opens, revealing a single unblinking crimson eye. It prints out a blueprint for antimatter, accompanied by a strange message. You will find us when the time is right. And a whole bunch of 16s. So antimatter is a mix of chromatic metal and condensed carbon. I have all but one of the chromatic metal. So for me to make antimatter, I need a tiny bit more carbon, or copper. And I don't see any here. Now there's also whispering eggs here, and I'll deal with that in just a minute. But yeah, we're gonna want to make some antimatter so I can jet. So the whispering eggs. Oh, hello. You're a predator. Are you all predators? Like everyone's predator here. Piss off. Go away. No. Don't touch me. I'm a minor. You little predator. Yep, that's what I do with predators. I don't really want the Mordite, and I don't want their, like, scaly meat, so I'm going to throw it out for now. Alright, before I, do anything else... Ooh, language. Learn a new word. Let's harvest the eggs. So with my mining beam, I zap the whispering eggs, and I immediately pick up the larval core that they drop. I'm not aiming to fight the monstrosities. I'm just like running around collecting the larval cores, because them's good money. Real good money. One of the best ways to make money early on. And the, I feel like the monstrosities that spawn out of here used to be kind of dangerous, but they're like relatively super stupid now. So like, they don't really pose much of a threat at all. As you can see, I'm like straight up ignoring them. I am going to need a little bit more copper. And there is copper on this planet, so let's try to find the copper here before I leave. Yo, I didn't say you could hit me. Might need to fly somewhere else, because I'm not spotting... Oh, there's copper that way. I'll fly to it. Was this like a micro node? I mean, I only needed one, but the game's really screwing me over my mining densities. No, it's like a ring. Okay. I can't be bothered to get all of it, because it's annoying how it's distributed. So the larval eggs I just picked up can be sold. They're also, don't even think about it. They're also can be refined. Oh, stupid. They can be refined into nanites. So there's a lot of stuff in the game that you can just like make nanites out of. If you're hurting for nanites. At the moment I'm not, so I'm not gonna bother. Maybe I'll bury myself under the ground to avoid these this swarm. Let them subside and then go back for my loot. And they have like goldfish level memories. So even though they were just pissed at me, if I resurface as soon as they subside, as long as I'm not on a hostile planet, they'll like leave me alone. The next thing I want is to get condensed carbon. I could mine it, but in this case, I'm just going to make some of it. I need 7. Done. I made 8. And now I have everything I need for antimatter. So click, make an antimatter. And I already have an antimatter housing. I happen to find it. So then I can make a warp cell. I jump into my ship. And I... Oh, what do I need to... Yeah, warp cell. I grab my warp cell, throw it in, and we have refueled. So launch into space to test the interstellar systems. Copy that. The galaxy map offers... Oh, well, there goes that tooltip. That was fast. Try this again. The galaxy map offers a wealth of information about the nearby planetary systems. Browse nearby systems or available routes to choose your next destination. In space, you can access the galaxy map from the quick menu. There will be specific paths to like quest locations, whatever. It requires warp fuel, and sometimes, depending on the color of the star, it requires hyperdrive upgrades. So for hyperdrive upgrades, there... Oh, you know what? I don't have any of them available to me right now because I'm still in the tutorial phase, but I will be restricted to what kind of stars I visit, at least for now, until I get that upgraded a bit more. But that's fine. I don't mind the restrictions. So, open the map. And here is the galaxy. And I can zoom all the way out. And if you look at the top left, I am, you know, on the, like, 845 position, sort of like halfway or like 2/3 out from the core-ish. And I can set my destination to Galactic Core, Free Explorer, and then later on I'll be able to set it to Atlas Station, Black Hole, custom, you know, filtering for different filters, economy, conflict, life forms. But for now, does it care where I go? I don't remember. It just wants me to warp to another system? Alright. So let's analyze the systems. And I also can only warp so far. Hyperdrive has no fuel? That's simply not true. I refueled it. Oh, this is a distant system. Yeah, you have my attention. It might want me to make more fuel. I don't know why. Unless it's forcing me. No, it's not forcing me to go somewhere. Yeah, well, I get that I have not enough fuel for that jump. I'm just surprised I can't jump anywhere. There's no systems that are within my... Oh, anomalous signal is blocking the warp. There we go. It's like part of the tutorial. Maybe I'll have to make more fuel. As far as I can tell, like, no star is within one jump range, which is, just the way it is sometimes. In that case... let's land again, get my carbon, get my chromatic metals, and make some more warp. It's also possible to, like, buy this stuff from the station, but I'm not going to leave the chance of it being sold to me. I'm just going to mine it myself. I'll land next to all this oxygen. Seems reasonable. And I'll get that uranium for launch fuel before I seek out any copper. Because uranium also fuels up my my hazard resistance too. Any animals I've not scanned yet? No, I don't see any red dots, so... it's a pretty good amount of uranium. Happy about that. That should keep us fueled up for a bit. Keeping an eye on that sentinel so that I can avoid aggroing it if it gets too close. Good enough. I probably have almost 200. Copper, 400 units that way. That's probably the closest. That's pretty close. Yep, another 400 units. Alright, let's go for it. On my way over, I ought to get some carbon as well. So I'm going to need more condensed carbon in order to make more antimatter. I also haven't made my own antimatter housing, so we'll get to that in just a second. But I would love to get to a dissonance system. Because I'll get a huge jump. Oh, here's condensed carbon. Perfect. I get to skip the whole processing the carbon phase. I'm all about that. I think this is one of the life forms that tries to kill me. Yep, they both are. Oh, and the Sentinel's pissy, so even if I defend myself, the Sentinel will intervene. And not in my defense. Never in my defense. Alright, so what we're going to want is antimatter. Done. Housing. Done. Warp cell. Done. And if I had 3 more condensed carbon, I could make more. Which is not a bad call. So I'm going to smelt up all my copper and then make a little bit more condensed carbon. So I should have plenty of fuel to get where I want to go without restriction once this is done. And then the next housing I need a little bit more ferrite dust, because I ran out of ferrite dust. But before I pack this up, let's just make a little condensed carbon. Oops. Make a little condensed carbon too. I think I only needed 3. Okay. Yep, ferrite dust for the housing. Ship is this way, so I'll mine ferrite dust in this direction. Maybe. All of a sudden, I don't see any rocks anywhere. Oh, here we go. Can't mine that. Thought they were gonna land on me for a second. Every now and then that'll happen. Yeah, I will like land on you. You can make an offer for their ship or whatever. Alright, that should be enough. Housing. Warp cell. Alright, we got 3 warp fuel. Let's get off of this radioactive rock. Up into space. And headed somewhere nice. So we have a 50% recharged warp engine. And I want to go to a dissonance system. So there's a 10 light year dissonant, a 50 light year dissonant. There's a lot of dissonant systems around me. So dissonant systems, long and short of it is, are systems where the robots are malfunctioning. And it can be of my benefit, because malfunctioning robots also give me the ability to get really nice freebies early game for huge improvement to my ship and my multi-tool, potentially. Which is why I chose here as a destination. And I was not the first to come here. Another player has been here before. Starship monitoring system reports error. Guidance system malfunction. Searching for other routes. Searching. Obtained. Destination in 16 kilo light years or something. Accept guidance? Sure. And it wants me to go over yonder, but I'll do that in a minute because I want to go to the station first. I want my free suit upgrade. I want to look at the nanite upgrades. I want to sell my larval cores. You know, the works. So the larval cores I had will sell for... Oh, they're in my starship. Almost $1 mil. Not bad. I'm going to sell my Gek relic. I'm also going to sell the projectile ammunition because I don't actually have a weapon yet, so I don't need to be holding on to that. They're cheap to make, so not a big deal to just sell it. And then before I go anywhere else, I would like to go upstairs and take a look at what suit upgrades there is. Mobility would be awesome. So I'm going to install another tech slot in my exosuit. And it is a supercharged slot, meaning that whatever I install in there gets boosted. So, for instance, if I move my life support over here, this has a bonus of 98. I put in there, it has a bonus of 122. It's stronger in there due to the boost. It's not probably what I'm going to keep boosted, I just wanted to demonstrate boosting. So, what do you got? You got thermal protection, don't care. Movement, yes. And... shield? Sure. Let's install both of these. Movement and shield. So the movement is jetpack tanks, power boost, fuel efficiency, and sprint time. Love it. I'm going to boost that. So then I put that in the boosted slot, and I'm getting massive jetpack tank and fuel efficiency and all that stuff. And then the other one is core health and shield strength, so I'm a little tankier. I can take more hits before I go poof and die. Great. Love it. Alright, now that that part's done, I will check to see if any of these pilots have, like, copper or tritium or anything I want to buy in bulk. To just... because I have a lot of money and I could spend it if they have the right stuff. Not that guy. Because it's a really good way if you don't want to go resource harvesting, just to buy it off another pilot. And it really isn't all that expensive to just buy a giant stack of whatever you want to buy. So, unfortunately for me, none of them have anything. No materials I want to purchase. I'll talk to this one last guy and then get going. What I would like to do is continue down the Awakenings path, but I am very interested in checking out a dissonant system at the end as well. So here's chromatic metal. I'll buy all 480 for 60k. So now I don't need to go hunting for copper. I already have a giant stack of chromatic metal. That's a huge shortcut. And it really didn't, I mean, 60K out of the 1.6 million I have is like nothing, right? Like, absolutely does not matter at all. So that's a huge, huge shortcut for me. I don't usually care about supply and demand for trade goods. This game is so easy to make money that, like, I'm not trying to min-max. In fact, I even have that written in the details of the series. I'm not trying to be efficient or min-max or any of that jazz, because I don't care. It really isn't all that necessary in the big scheme of things. So here we are at the fuel source. I don't know what kind of planet it is, because I failed to scan it in time. Cotton X. Is there any points of interest around me? Yes, but that's not a landing site. I'll just land here. I've got the landing fuel. That don't matter that much. So this is a contaminated, it's a toxic world. Got it. And it's the smallest planet I've been to at date. I need to go about 200 units this way. So what other properties does this planet have? Ancient bones, gamma root, uranium, copper, sodium. There's 4 fauna. That should be pretty easy to catalog. There, I'm already a quarter done. Oh, I am half done. Whoa, that is a wild looking plant. Alright, let's continue looking for a fuel source. Learning a new language now. We are in a Korvax system, so we're going to be learning some Korvax words. First one is Korvax. Second word, traveler. Third word, entity. The structure is unlike anything I've encountered in my journey so far, which is not true. I've already encountered one of these before. Everything about it is so obviously out of place. As I stare at it, words form themselves in my mind, a strange fragment of broken speech. Is it traveler? Is it friend? I am traveler. It feels strange responding to the questions I am unsure that I'm being asked. But something has clearly taken notice of my reply, and I am overwhelmed by a sense that something has awoken, that someone is watching me. It forms another question. Is it first? Is it last? I am last. I do not know how I am being spoken to. This monolith is ancient, and I cannot escape the feeling that it has asked these questions many times over. It asks again. Have they seen the Crimson Eye? Has the Crimson Eye seen them? Both. Likelihood of anomaly exceeds safety parameters. Breach detected. Alert. 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 The boundaries fall. The walls collapse. Your universe awaits. Find us, traveler. And I was given a warp cell for coming here. Before I leave this planet, what would it take to catalog the remaining? A common diurnal and a uncommon always active underground. So let's look for the underground, because diurnal is not where I am right now. It is nighttime. So I could just take off and fly to where it's daytime on the planet, because of course, you know, you can do that. Let's see. Let's try to spot the underground one if we can. You down here? This is a pretty small cave, though. Go for a bigger cave, perhaps. You know, I might not even bother with this so that I can continue on my awakenings. Trying to unlock nanites is a good goal for later, but maybe not for right now. Back to the ship. Thank you for tuning in to No Man's Sky, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind I've called for no backseating or spoilers, so avoid those in the comments if you could. Thank you. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow travelers.